Hi, I'm Tristan. This is my business, Tristan's Tropical Fish. This is actually the room where I sell a variety of fish. This is a retail store that's walk-in with hours Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I have a variety of different fish in here, from discus, angelfish, dwarf cichlids, tetras, and of course not everything that I have on my website is available in here. I only have about 70 aquariums in here, but I do have a nice variety of unique fish and plants. So many of the fish in here I actually breed. I breed a lot of them next door in the greenhouse, which I'm sure you'll see later in the video. I also do quite a bit of importing. I import fish from mainly the Czech Republic, Peru, some from Colombia, some from East Asia. And I quarantine everything next door, so nothing in here is quarantined, everything in here is for sale. And that way I can provide healthy fish to my customers. My location out here is actually out in the country, and I'm on a private well that has very, very hard water. So I run everything through an RO unit so I can soften it up and also remove the extreme amount of nitrates that are in the water out here, which are conducive for keeping any fish. I primarily keep South American cichlids out here, dwarf cichlids, as well as a few Lake Tanganyika cichlids, but primarily soft water fish, as well as some more common things like guppies and other live bears. And I try to have some unique fish in here as well as the common things like these Nanostomas rubricaudatus. I imported these from Peru. They're really neat looking fish, commonly known as the purple pencil fish. You can see I also have them in here with some wild caught Epistogramma atahualpa, the sunset Epistogramma. This female is kind of get everybody stressed out because I think she's guarding eggs in the tank right now. So I try to keep really healthy fish in here, and many of the fish in here are spawning and do spawn. I try to get those fish out as quickly as possible so they don't cause problems for all the other animals in here. If these guys would come out in here, these are actually some of my favorite fish I have. I don't have them for sale. I have a pair of Heros Ligarifer that Ted Judy actually collected in Colombia in 2018, and I was lucky enough to get them from him back in 2021. The mouth brooding Severum, and they've spawned for me a few times.
Well, your place is absolutely impeccably clean. Like every single fish just looks like it's just in absolute prime condition. And I like how you set up these tanks to somewhat mimic a lot of the natural habitats, like a mix of angels with some different small dwarf pikes and the cories, and they're on the proper type of substrate. And you sell all these type of products, like you sell the woods and stuff like that. So not only you're practicing what you preach, but you can also help educate your customers in doing that themselves at home.
Yep, absolutely. I like to set up tanks that are not just for selling the fish, but also for display. So the fish are going to be happy and comfortable in the aquarium. I don't really like to put fish in completely bare tanks where they're going to be unhappy or not feel like they're not at home. Even if it is hard for me to catch the fish out of the tank when I sell them to a customer, it's worth it to have the fish be happy.
No, the quality definitely shows. Now I noticed in one of the back rooms we were talking about one particular fish that I've never even heard of anybody breeding this fish, but you've been successful in breeding it. Can we take a peek?
Yeah, absolutely. So down here I have my pair of South American leaf fish, Monoceros polyacanthus. These I imported a group of about 30 of them from Peru back in February, I believe. And this pair formed out of the group, and I sold the rest of them, kept these guys. They've been spawning about once a week. They like to spawn on a piece of overhanging either plant or driftwood. I've even had them spawn in a pleco cave. So they likely spawn underneath this piece of driftwood down here. And they're really a difficult fish to sex unless they're in breeding condition. You'll see the females will get much plumper. Otherwise, there's not really a fantastic way of sexing them.
Well, that is definitely an accomplishment. You said you actually have fry in the greenhouse that you're raising up.
Yep, I have some little fry next door, and they look just like miniature adults.
That's
really
awesome.
neat looking fish.
That's definitely an accomplishment. Very congratulations, Tristan.
Thank you. So this is my greenhouse. This is where I started the business back in 2018 after I graduated college. Here I do all my quarantine breeding, grow out. There's about 200 aquariums in here.
Awesome.
This is the entrance of the greenhouse. You can see there's mainly four rows of tanks that we use for grow out, breeding. I try to keep all my breeding fish kind of in their own separate location and the grow out in their own location. In this tank I have my South American leaf fish fry. These guys are about a month and a half old. You can see they're already starting to look just like the adults, just a much smaller size. And they're currently eating live baby brine shrimp, which they seem to like quite a bit.